Hello, everybody. So let's talk about something really quick, but I think very, very powerful, is your I am. But what does that even mean? Well, I think, why don't we reverse engineer a little bit? We're going to do way more videos on this, but I want to talk about responsibility, okay? Because here's the thing. Responsibility is something that our culture does not like. In fact, if you take just the Christian view of the story of Adam and Eve as if it was some historical event, then we have a metaphor of irresponsibility, right? Well, she did it. No, he did it. No, the snake did it. And then it just kind of ends up in this closed feedback loop of blame where nobody takes responsibility. But see, why would you even take responsibility unless you actually were responsible for something? But then what does being responsible for something mean? Oh, that you have the power to be responsible for it. That means you have what it takes to already be the person who already has the skills within you. Okay, so Neville calls that the eugenic impregnation. So if you look up the word eugenics, which I don't obviously agree with, but it's this idea of focusing on the good internal genetic elements. So what's your one good genetic element, spiritually speaking? Your I am. That is you. Your core of your being is that you are the I am. Okay? That is what you want to keep perpetuating. That's why Neville uses the metaphor of eugenics. Because what do you do in eugenics? You propagate. You perpetuate. You genetically pass on. So what are you genetically passing on? You're genetically passing on the inner responsibility of I am God. I am this being. I am powerful. So even in the world of 3D, the first thing that you should always do is take responsibility. Obviously not if it's somebody else's fault. But what I mean is for your own experiences. Now, people really, really fear this. Why? Because our culture worships blaming other things. Blaming the table for injuring us when we ran into the table, right? And so we have to get away from this idea of fearing and actually embracing the opposite, realizing that it's not about fear, it's about power. Like, I'm so powerful, I can create this, that my awareness is that power, that no matter what I'm aware of is somehow, some way going to eventually outpicture. But that isn't fear. That's awesome. Like, how exciting is that you are that thing, right? And the reason why I say thing is because people have so much loaded linguistic baggage behind the word God or source or inner self or love or whatever it is that you want to nickname this thing that we call being and awareness and I am, right? And that's first and foremost that I want to encourage you to actually deep dive into. How do you define your awareness? How do you define the I am? How do you define God? Whatever word you choose to use, take responsibility for it. But then also deconstruct, which means kind of take down and look at and analyze the limiting beliefs that you have around this being, because that will also have a residual knock-on effect of how powerful you think you really are. Because if for you use the word God and it's a white, bearded old dude that looks like Zeus, you're going to think it's mythological. You're going to question it once in a while. And then, by the way, the more you question something, notice this. The more that you question something, the more quickly you will run to becoming irresponsible. The more quickly you will run to, they did it. They said it. They felt that way, so I reacted to it, right? The I am doesn't do that. The I am is all about taking responsibility, romanticizing it, right? To the point of like, I'm in control of this. I created this. So then therefore, if it's something I don't want to be experiencing, I'm going to ignore it. And that's how you decreate. You don't try to fight it. You don't alter it. You alter yourself. You alter the I am. I am wealthy. I am healthy. I am loved. I am accepted. I'm powerful. Right? So this is where I would challenge you to begin doing the deep work. And this is what I refer to this as, right? The deep work of playing, of interplaying, of like, okay, so here I am. This is where I'm at right now. I don't want to be here, but I can change it. I can. I take responsibility. Why? Because the I am is responsible. And who is the I am? I am, right? So then romanticize your ability to become more responsible and then build out the life that you dream of, because that is the possibility. Right now, you feel like it's impossible because you're looking around and you're forgetting. You're forgetting that you're responsible. And then you go from forgetting to fearing it once you realize that you're responsible. So really what you want to do is you want to retrain your mind by going from remembering to empowering. Remembering to empowering. Okay? So how do you do that? Well, basically what you want to do is you want to start separating your current sense of self, meaning your 3D self, right, from the inner self. Because right now, if you conflate the two, if you think they're both one and the same, you're going to feel powerless. Okay? So how do you do that? Start a morning practice. Start an evening practice. In fact, do both. I would encourage you to do both, but basically start a meditative practice where all you do in that meditative practice is just sit, marinate, romanticize, date the inner self. Just sit, right? Feel the love, feel the power, feel it growing, feel it surging, right? And just feel the power, feel the responsibility, feel the excitement of knowing that's you, right? And just let those feelings permeate you. Just sit in it, marinate. Do it for about 14 days, right? 14 days straight. If you lose a day, start over to day 1, right? This is much like Emmett Fox's idea of the mental diet. But what you're doing is you are doing this actively. And so every single day, day and night, for at least a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes each on a timer, at least if you're squirming, right? But if you can get to there without even doing it, don't control it. Just sit in the power. Date it, romanticize it, love it, right? And I guarantee you, after 14 days, you're going to feel awesome. You're going to feel amazing. You're going to feel like you can manifest anything. You're going to feel like you can release anything. You're going to feel like you can heal from anything, right? So try this out. Let me know how it works for you. Report back. Share this video with at least one person today. Thank you all for all of your subscribing, and share this with at least one person today. Much love to you all. If you're looking for coaching, get in touch. Be safe.